All right, Johnny, how are you today?
Yeah, good, Stu. I'm a bit tired because it's been a very busy week, moving into the new flat and everything, but
Yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
well. Doing well, yeah.
Yeah, we changed the recording day this week because you had some basketball practice or something.
Yeah, I've been able to find a basketball team again, so I'm starting training with them and hoping to be able to play maybe next year. So we'll see how that
Ah,
goes, yeah.
good, good, good. A local team?
Not too far from you, actually, a team in Arganda.
Ah,
So,
okay, good. Not one here in Rivas.
yeah, no. Probably
All
the
right, good.
probably competitive team, yeah.
Oh, that's it. Probably they'll be in the same league. That's it. All right, good. What's on the agenda today, Johnny? Black Friday, I believe.
Black Friday, yes. So all the campaigns kicked off yesterday. A lot of the major retailers, El Corte Inglés, Decathlon, Leroy Merlin, Media Market, for example, they're all very optimistic about this Black Friday
Mm,
because even though the promotions maybe aren't as good as they were last year, with all the household saving that's been built up over the course of the past
yeah,
18, 20 months now must be.
yeah.
Yeah, there's big spending potential they see.
Yeah, yeah. I heard there was a bit of a problem for smaller retailers with supply chain issues, and they couldn't get their hands on a lot of stock, and obviously not affecting the big players like the Decathlons, as you mentioned there, the Leroy Merlins that have a lot of their own stock, don't they?
Yeah, well, it definitely makes sense because, yeah, the economies of scale that these bigger companies have will mean that they're able to,
Yeah,
buy a lot more and have a lot more supply. But
yeah,
even for the bigger retailers, because of these supply shortages, it's obviously driven inflation a little bit. And as a
mm.
result, the discounts aren't going to be as high as they were last year.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's it. Yeah,
consumers will
yeah,
probably
yeah,
expect
yeah.
to see that.
And there's always that rumor that retailers increase the price just before Black Friday, so the discounts aren't really what you think you're getting.
Yeah, I did a video on my channel last year when I first started, and I talked about some of these
About that?
marketing tricks. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I specifically mentioned Black Friday, but I did mention this. They'll increase the price
Yeah,
temporarily, or
yeah,
they'll
yeah,
bring
yeah.
it out at a very high price and then mark it right down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you sort of have to check the prices leading up to Black Friday to see if there is a spike in prices or not, and of course depending on what you're going to buy, I think you can get good discounts if the more you spend, the bigger the discount's going to be, obviously. So
Yeah.
if you're looking to buy, I mean, if you're looking to buy a fridge or something, maybe you can get a couple of €100 off, and it'll seem like a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, I had a quick look. I'm not looking for anything on Black Friday, but I had a quick look on a sports store, and I looked at some of the NBA basketball jerseys, and they were still priced the same as if they were
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
Black
yeah, yeah,
Friday.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's incredible how many businesses are getting in on this Black Friday. I mean, even dentists have offers. I don't know whether we mentioned this last week or not. Opticians have off. Everybody seems to have an offer.
Yeah, I noticed almost everywhere you go, there is some kind of offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the pharmacy, I think they're offering
Wow.
Black Friday
Oh,
specials. Yeah,
time to
yeah.
stock up on medicine.
COVID test two for the price of one. That's it. All right, good. What's next?
All right, so let's go to the CNMV. So for those that maybe not familiar, that's the National Commission of the Stock Market in Spain.
Yep.
And they're going after finance inflows, so I have to be careful
Oh, really?
what to do. Yeah. So, I mean, what the CNMV is going after is not the kind of stuff I do. So on my channel, I talk about, how to invest, how to save money a bit, how to assess whether a companies may be good to invest in.
Yeah.
But really what they're going after is the people who promote, like driving Ferraris and I bought Bitcoin and I made
Yeah.
1,000% return.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah,
people
they could,
giving bad advice.
yeah, exactly. And maybe rash or unsupported investing recommendations.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they're concerned about what it means for investors and people who want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
invest
yeah, yeah,
seriously.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of these so-called financial gurus over the years. There's a guy in the States, I think, called Ty Lopez. You've probably seen him,
Principle, yeah.
who's always showing off a fancy mansion and the Ferraris that he drives. And there's a guy here in Spain, a Catalan guy, I can't remember his name, but he's full of tattoos, who also gives
Yeah.
financial advice. Do you know the guy I mean?
Is it Joseph Akram?
That's the one, Joseph. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, with this really lavish lifestyle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some of them like they probably do what they do well, and they're able to live that
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he doesn't have that lifestyle, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is they are definitely trying to sell something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what the
The
CNMV says.
yeah,
They use almost their lifestyle sometimes as a marketing tool
yeah,
to sell essentially courses or products that they have behind it.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
what
yeah.
they're essentially doing is, be careful with this kind of thing.
Content marketing. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Well, I mean it's also a problem even with footballers. The lifestyles that a lot of these guys are living. So you see these famous footballers, and they're showing how much cash they've got. They're showing the flash cars, the mansions, and all of these things.
yeah. And I mean, if you want to have that, then great, more power to you. For me, I mean, some of those things interest me, but it's not kind of something I pursue in life, if you know what I mean. But it definitely has an appeal to it for, maybe the everyday person who wants to improve their lifestyle, do better.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, well, it is the attraction when you see people, with these apparently. I mean, that's been the whole argument against Instagram, hasn't it? You only see a positive side to life, and you do see these, pretty faces modeling clothes and trying to get you to buy. Everything's trying to get you to buy something at the end of the day.
Yeah, Instagram as well is another one of these platforms. It's a very used platform for what we're talking about here to
Yeah,
promote
yeah, yeah,
content and content
yeah.
marketing.
Well, influencers at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who are being used by brands to sell products. And in the case of the financial influences that you said before, the courses that they have behind them, which could be valid, could be not, but you have to fork out the cash to see, don't you?
Yeah, but essentially now what the CNMV is saying is that if these guys are making investment recommendations, then they need to be accredited by the CNMV and
Oh,
not doing
okay, they have
so.
to be an
Yeah,
accredited financial advisor.
yeah, and if they're not, then they could be, I don't know if it's as far as breaking the law. Maybe it is,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they're going against the system essentially. Yeah.
I've seen on your channel that you've got a disclaimer in your about section that says the information that I give here is not to be taken as financial advice. Is that what you said?
Exactly. I always put the disclaimer. Reason being, I give my thoughts, I give my process, and I try and point people in the right direction more than anything.
Yeah.
I don't encourage people to copy me. I encourage people to, based on what my process, kind of the way I think about things, to go and seek it out for themselves.
All right. Good.
That's what I try and do. Yeah.
Good. So cracking down on those financial advisors. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Good. What's next?
So next we've got the high speed trains are going to be going to Galicia very soon.
Finally.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, I don't think there's ever been a Renfe high speed train that goes to Galicia. They ought to all
No.
the other parts of the country. Yeah.
Well, yeah. They go they go to some other parts of the country. That's right. Yeah. Galicia. Apparently, it's been 13 years or something talking about this, or there's been a delay. I can't, like I say, I can't say if it's exactly a delay or whether it's just been, taken 13 years to get the line there. But that is one of the big complaints, that Galicia has been abandoned by the high-speed rail network, considering that Andalusia first got it back in 1992, I think, for the expo in Seville. So how long ago was that? Let me do the quick maths. What's that?
30 years almost, 29.
30.
Yeah.
That's it. 30 years. So 30 years between Andalusia getting a high-speed train and Galicia getting a high-speed train, and we could argue that the Prime Minister at the time in 1982, did I say, or 92?
92.
92. Yeah, the Prime Minister at the time, I think, was Felipe González, who was from Seville. So maybe there was some type of he wanted to be able to get home quickly to visit relatives. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's it. But Galicia has been abandoned, as some other areas in the country. I mean, I don't think the AVE goes don't think it goes to the Basque Country, does it?
I think it, maybe not the AVE, but I definitely know there's trains that go from Chamartin to Abando and Bilbao, for
Yeah,
example.
well, trains go to Galicia, but they're not. But
Yeah.
are they fast trains though?
I'm not sure. I'm not too
Okay.
sure about that.
And the other area that's been abandoned by the fast train is Extremadura.
Yeah, I was gonna say Extremadura.
That's it.
I have a couple of friends or people that I know from Extremadura, and the trains is one of the the complaints that frequently comes up with talking to them.
That's it. Yeah, but I think they are. I think they are building something in Extremadura because I've seen the work. So just the question of when it gets finished, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. In Galicia's case, anyway, so this train is now going to Orense,
Yeah.
and then from Orense you can get the trains to Santiago, Pontevedra,
Yeah.
and Coruña. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Orense is always. I think because I caught a train once to Galicia. I think Orense has always been the place where you had to change trains. I think if you wanted to go to Coruña or Santiago or to Pontevedra, Vigo, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But again, I don't want people to take my word as gospel, but I think that was the case, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and as part of this, there's a 250,000 ticket campaign that runs from the 21st of December, which is when the first train will go,
Yeah.
until 12th of September next year, and those tickets are available at 15 euros.
All right. Okay, yeah, cheap,
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah,
Would you be planning, considering buying one?
possibly yes, because I went to Galicia last year on holiday and I really liked it. I would happily go back. So once I start doing my budget for next year, I'll maybe consider throwing in one of those tickets. Yeah.
Good. That's it. All right, good. So the train finally up and running there to Galicia.
Yeah.
Good. All right, what's next?
Yeah, so maybe I can talk a bit about some of the paperwork and the madness I've had this week for the new flat.
Well,
Yeah.
there were a few comments from people saying that you didn't go into much detail. So we'll talk about the process, Johnny. So the paperwork process, yeah.
Yeah, so shall we start with before the purchase or leading up to the purchase and then after the
Well,
purchase maybe?
Yeah, well, just a little bit before, and then yeah, and the purchase.
Yeah, okay. So obviously once you find the property and you make an offer, you can make an offer verbally. You don't necessarily have to make it in paper.
Yep.
And then if you're going through the estate agent, they act as the means of communication between yourself
Yep.
and the buyer.
Which is what you did, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I went through an agent, and then once my offer was accepted, you make what's called a contrato de arras, which is essentially a deposit contract, and it's your kind of letter of intent to buy the place. And when you do that, you put down a quantity of money. Depending on the agent, but it can typically be between 3,000 to 4,000 euros. I'd say is maybe a standard amount. And then once that contrato de arras is established, in there you've got a final date by which you need to finalize the purchase. So if you're buying in cash, then it's less of a problem, but if you're buying with a mortgage, then you need to, ideally you want to get things started beforehand so that you've got your ducks lined up and you can quickly draw on the finance option that you want to go for. And
That's it.
Yeah.
So once you get that contract established, it's that's probably one of the main formalities, right? And then it's just the question of do you come to an agreement on the date that you do the final transaction, or what happens then?
Exactly, yes. So in my case, I was in the process of finding a loan. So and I really wanted the property.
So you did the contract before you got the loan.
Yeah, but I was quite confident I could get a loan from previous conversations I'd had. Yeah. So I just asked in the contract, can we have so many days kind of as a fallback?
Like a buffer.
Yeah, exactly, and that this is like the contract is contingent upon like final approval of financing, which most estate agents, if you ask them for it, will probably allow you to put that in.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
And then I think from the date I signed, I had 2 months to go to the notary and sign everything. That was the final date, and then in the end, about a week, 2 weeks before was when I signed it. Yeah.
And then you moved in. You're all moved in now. You get. I think you said you got a mate to help you move your stuff.
Yeah.
And I can see you've got some nice curtains. Did you buy those, or did they come with the flat?
They came with the property.
Okay, all right, good. So
Yeah.
it came with furniture, did it?
It did, yeah. So the main bedroom, the old owner, she took her stuff, but she left me some stuff in the second bedroom, which is where I am now. And then she left me all the appliances from the kitchen and all the furniture from the salon. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then when it comes to the comunidad, what have you got there? Is there a pool or anything like that, or just pretty basic comunidad?
yeah, just pretty basic. I mean, the building doesn't have a lift or anything, so the community fees are quite low. So and just had to speak to the accommodator and get myself signed up for the community fees. And then that's a regular deposit from the bank. That comes out the bank, sorry.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be a big amount if you haven't got any common things like as you said, a lift.
Yeah. And then of course you
just cleaning, I suppose, right?
Yeah, exactly, like maintenance of the building and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then you got to change your name on all the bills, so water, electricity. You got to go to the town hall and sign up on the padron.
Yeah.
So I still need to take myself off the Madrid Center padron as well. But I'm on the padron here now where I live.
Yeah.
What else have I done?
You have to change your doctor.
Yeah, I had to go to the health center and sign on there.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the police station again and ask for a new TA so that it reflects my new address.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So every time you change address, which is now the third time for me in Madrid, so this is the third TA that I'm going to have.
Okay. How's that process? Fairly quick?
Yeah. Once you've got the initial card and you just updated the new one, provided you take all the documents, then in my case, I was in and out. He, took the new address and he said, 40 days, just come back and pick up the card. Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah, so it was a fairly simple process, and you're happy having your own place, I imagine.
I am. Yeah, it's good to have your own place.
Have you got a view?
I've got a couple of balconies onto the main street. So that's nice. They're covered balconies, but it's all right.
Don't have a view of the Henares River?
No, not of the Henares River, no. But not too far away.
All right, good. All right, good, Jonny. We'll start to wrap it up there because I've got to move on. But we'll be in contact for next week. Good chat and stay well.
Yeah, likewise. You too, Stu. Thank you.
All right, see you, Jonny. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.